Guys, welcome to the Silver Report. Today is Monday, January 30th, 2017. Gold is currently trading at $1,197.90. Silver is trading at $17.22. And I wanted to get into some of the economic news that is coming in. We have Deutsche Bank reporting that it's lost about 90% of the value of their shares. We have major moves taking place around the world. For example, Italy's largest bank, UniCredit, has put out a statement it can't meet the requirements set forth by the European central banks. It's incapable. We have major moves in the stock market after President Trump signs his executive order limiting entry into the United States of America by certain people that are located in certain countries. So we have the Dow was down about 200 points. And that's really what we're facing today, is really just a vast number of catalysts. This market is ready to drop. World markets are down around the world. European markets are down. And there's just any number of catalysts that could just set this off. And really, we're going to begin to see very shortly, in the instability as it's bleeding through, how do we maintain a unit of currency for the United States that is stable? And a lot of people don't realize this, but the United States government has already begun to issue two types of dollars, one that's gold-backed and one that's fiat. The U.S. Mint is already prepared to issue gold and silver as money. There is the $1 on Silver Eagles and $50 for 1 ounce gold coins. And I'm sure you've noticed it and you thought, that's a ridiculous price. But they have been minting these, and you can trade your fiat money for these coins. They can spend at current rates, but they're in preparation for something. Understanding the value change, you must understand currency would be revalued into a totally different world. A long time ago, you used to be able to go and to feed your whole family. People were working for $1 a day sometimes. And you were able to buy houses, survive on things. That is because the dollar was more closely related to gold, so it had a much higher purchasing power than it does today when they can print unlimited supplies. Understanding the value change, they are prepared in the event of a sudden dollar collapse to reinvent the dollar. They're already issuing them. And you can go and exchange your fiat currency. They're already in existence. $50 an ounce for gold and $1 an ounce for silver. We know that same ounce of silver trades above $20 if you want to purchase an American Silver Eagle. So the real value of the US dollar is 1/20th of the fiat dollar. And they need to be prepared. The case when they reinvent the dollar, are you holding paper fiat currency? They know the collapse of the dollar as we know it is inevitable and imminent, and do not want to be left without a currency to issue. A nation without a currency would be in extreme peril. Fiat money systems fail 100% of the time. Unlimited printing of money with no actual backing is proven to fail. But the desire is the man running the printer gets rich in the meantime. So they already understood that this system was destined to fail from its conception. They have seen over and over in governments around the world that they always collapse, and what we're facing is some very serious ramifications. The reason we've seen this massive increase of the debt is because we've passed a tipping point. And the collapse cannot be stopped, only plugging leaks in the dam. They're prepared to issue silver as money already. They already issue silver dollars as U.S. currency. It's official U.S. currency. You would be crazy to spend it as currency, but it's legal currency anyway, and people are trade their fiat dollars. So you can tell there's two systems that are forming for them. They would rather purchase $1 in 1 ounce of silver. For the people who are not prepared, they'll be among the casualties under the dam. Like I said, they're just plugging leaks in the dam as we speak, but they'll be in the casualties under the dam when it finally breaks and it floods the system. And most people are sleeping. They don't even see what's happening around them. $50, 50 real US dollars in gold right now is the equivalent of $1,200 fiat dollars at current. So there's 2 units of currency that are in existence being created by the U.S. Actually, the Federal Reserve creates the Federal Reserve notes. The U.S. Mint creates $50, which is the equivalent of 1 ounce of gold. So there are 2 currencies being created in the United States at this particular time. As long as the other is in existence, the real value of it will not be truly restructured, but they can see that it's collapsing. So 50 real US dollars is the equivalent of 1,200 fiat dollars at the current. We see a move up right now, but a move down is value between competing currencies. The dollar moves, gold does not. 50 US dollars in gold is unchangeable. Yet your faith in paper, which changes almost daily as we see these rises and falls, is happening in front of your eyes. It's happening in front of your eyes. U.S. lawmakers are meeting to raise the debt ceiling. They're meeting again to raise the debt ceiling. And this is a cycle which is inevitable. They must continually raise it. We have an increase of debt by 9% a year since Ronald Reagan. So it's impossible. We have reached a point where this debt will collapse under its own weight. It is unstoppable. We have gone past, and these economists that create, these economists at the Federal Reserve, these economists in the United States, they understand what is happening. The only people who don't is the average citizens. This interest rate hike will expedite the problem. They are crashing the economy. Now is the time to prepare. The only way to be kept from U.S. default is more money printing. You're watching a currency collapse, and they're very well aware of it. This is why they've instituted gold and silver money already for this event that will take place, because the only way to keep the U.S. from defaulting on its debt, which would cause a massive world economic collapse, the entire world would collapse, people would be killing each other in the streets for food, is to have another unit of currency. More money printing is necessary. More printing, more debt. The system is unsustainable, and the fact they are ignoring the problem in the news is the most troubling. We are at a stage where gains are certain for silver and gold. As the dollar reaches hyperinflation and goes supernova, the U.S. government is prepared. Are you? Are you? At which point there will be no more gold price manipulation or silver price manipulation. In fact, its value is the value you see is the paper market. You're watching the paper markets. You're not watching the physical market. It's a whole different animal. It's erroneous to track the value of metals by the price set by the paper markets, and the restructuring of the U.S. dollar, which they're already set to implement. They've already been putting them out into the U.S. population for a number of years, and they are prepared because they understand what is coming. There is an imminent dollar collapse taking place right in front of our eyes. Do you understand we're $20 trillion in debt? They have to print more money. They're raising interest rates on that debt that we owe. We do not have a surplus. We must borrow more money from the Federal Reserve in order to pay off that debt. We are in a series of a currency explosion. The value of the US dollar, the days are numbered. It's dying. They must increase the debt. To increase the debt, they must borrow more money from the Federal Reserve to pay the money owed to the Federal Reserve. And all the while, they're increasing interest rates. We are watching what has been known as the US dollar collapse entirely. And they are prepared to implement an entirely new form of money, which is why you need to take steps to prepare now. In the meantime, it's not going to be an easy transition. A lot of people are going to suffer a lot of losses. A lot of the paper unit, the paper fiat unit known as dollar today will become valueless. And people will be hungry. There will be riots, food riots. There'll be demonstrations. There'll be violence in the streets. There'll be chaos. It's time to not only stack silver and gold so that you have money, but imagine being in a world where there's no safety. In order to be able to spend your money securely, you need to be able to have food and fresh water set aside for this time so that you're able to wait out until cooler heads prevail. All right, thank you guys for joining me. If you like the content, be sure to subscribe, like the videos. If you like the content, be sure to share, get the word out. We are in troubling times. And leave me a comment in the comment box what you think, guys, about the videos. And I thank you so much for joining me. You guys have a great day and stay safe.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me again. I told you we had something special coming up. So what we're gonna do, I just got a nice package in the mail. Got two brand new 2017 Canadian Maples. Man, I love these coins. What a beautiful coin that is. Oh, I guess you're wondering about the title of the video. That's right. This is Free Silver February, guys. And I figured since the channel's been doing so good and picking up so many subscribers, I thought it was time to give a little something back to my audience. So for every person who subscribed, all you have to do, guys, is comment on 3 different videos the message Free Silver February. And for everybody who types the message Free Silver February in 3 different videos, each 3 videos, you're entered in for a chance to win one of these brand new silver Canadian Maples. Brand new, never touched by human hands. Well, at least since they've been in my possession. Brand new spotless coins. And they're yours, guys. I'll pay shipping. So if you want to partake in the contest, all you gotta do is be subscribed. Type in Free Silver February. I'll make it even sweeter. Every 3 videos you post that comment in, you're entered in. So there's no limit. The only limit is the amount of videos because it's gotta be on 3 separate videos. All right, and I'll make it even sweeter since the channel's been doing so well, guys. And if you're new to this channel, we talk a little bit about politics, a little bit about the current economic crisis we're facing that they're trying to ignore. It's kind of one of those fake news sites they've been warning you about. So this is what I'm going to do, guys, since it's been doing so good. If we surpass 1,000 subscribers, which I'm assuming we will, at the current rate, we'll blow past that before the end date, February 27th, 2017, I'm going to double it. So you get 2 ounces of silver, and even more than that, I'll throw in 5 mercury dimes. Absolutely free. I'll pay shipping, and we're going to do the drawing live, guys. Good old-fashioned pull names out of a hat. You know what I mean. So here's your chance, guys, if you want to enter in. It's not that difficult for all my audience, all my faithful subscribers. Everyone who subscribed, all you have to comment is Free Silver February, and you're in. Alright, but thank you guys for joining me. This message is effective January 27th, 2017. Let the games begin.